Good morning, agents. Road Warrior here in the Link Weaver, my RV. As viewers of the channel will know, I am on my trip from Las Vegas to Minnesota after my trip from Houston to Las Vegas after my trip from Minnesota to Houston. It's becoming quite a saga here, but we are on the home stretch. I'm going to return home in 7 days. 7 days. We're doing pretty good here. We've got 3,976 uniques on the trip so far. I'm starting to count unique visits to portals as opposed to unique captures because I got my Onyx Pioneer a few days ago. So, pretty happy with that. However, today we are heading through middle of nowhere, Wyoming, pretty much. The first stop is going to be Evanston, and I believe the second stop, I can't remember the name. I think it starts with an L. And then the final stop will be Rock Springs and Green River. There's a KOA campground sort of halfway between the two that I'm going to be staying at. I don't usually stay at KOAs, so this is going to be an experience. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think there's a decent chance at a couch portal, which I would absolutely take, despite the fact that my inventory is completely overflowing at the moment. 13-minute drone cooldown and level 6 portals on my own have caused some problems. But in Rock Springs, there is a fair amount of green, so I can at least use up a little bit of bursters if I make it that far. And I'm hoping to be able to throw a field backwards. It'll be a really tiny field, to be fair, but, well, tiny in terms of MU, but it'll be big in terms of kilometers, so hopefully we can get that to fly. And I believe checkpoint today is going to be at 3 p.m., so I've got plenty of time. 3 p.m. local time. I don't know if I'm crossing into Central Time anytime soon. I imagine that'll happen when I hit Nebraska. But the hope is to get some keys farmed, throw some base links, and then throw backwards to create a large field. I have yet to figure out exactly what I'm doing with that. But yeah, it's gonna be something, I'm sure. So I'm gonna get on the road pretty shortly here. I've got my tea made. I'm working on hot water for more tea later. I need to make breakfast, and yeah, all that should be good to go. And then I just need to pack things up, get them all situated so I can pull in the slide out, which gives me more space when I'm parked, but it gives me less space when I'm moving. What else is there to mention? Oh, hey, in the description, you'll find a link to my Patreon page where you can support me for $5 per month. It would be greatly helpful, as I have no job right now, so I could use, I don't know if it's charity necessarily, but you are getting a whole lot of videos about Ingress in return for your $5 per month. But, yeah, that's that. Munchkin's here, by the way. Munchkin is my co-pilot. He is an agent in training. Right now, he's just happy to be chilling in the RV, where there's heat. I did see a little tuxedo cat outside here at the campground, who I informed the local staff about it, but they said, oh yeah, there's feral cats around. I'm like, but it's getting cold. If you're cold, they're cold. And they were like, yeah, they're gonna be fine. It's like, okay, well, I guess. But I tried. Anyway, I'm gonna get on the road soon to Evanston, and I will see you when I get there. All right, folks, I'm here in Evanston, Wyoming. We've crossed the border out of Utah. Here over the Bear River. This is a trailhead behind me, and I have gotten keys to my first 2 portals. I'm just working towards some of the other portals, as well as historic downtown Evanston, which does seem to have a lot of portals along it, but this trail honestly seems like the jackpot to me. So I'm happy with both, but we're getting keys, getting ready to throw this field, and I'm gonna get back to it. I'll come back to you when I'm done. All right, agents. After a few laps, actually 4 laps, hacking through Evanston, I managed to burn out all of my anchor portals. I also captured a whole bunch. I didn't get numbers yet. Shoot, that's one thing I forgot. Yeah, a lot of uniques here. Got the keys that I need. There are 6 anchors here, or 6 parts of the spine here in Evanston, and I'm leaving a whole bunch of level 6 portals, so if anybody else blows through, they will be able to make level 7s. Doesn't seem like there's any local folks here, because everything's gray. There were some blue portals yesterday, but I think they decayed. I think that it was just somebody who was passing through, so I don't anticipate that this will help anybody significantly, but it's a nice thing to do anyways. Yeah. Next stop is going to be Lyman. We're running through, it's like another half hour, a little over half hour to Lyman, so it's not a huge trip, but run through there. There's another spine there, so I'm doing a dual spine field, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a bit maybe. But yeah, we just gotta get over there, throw base links, and then on to the last anchor, and we will have our field up. I'm anticipating like low 4 figures for each layer of this field, maybe even mid to high 3 figures. Like, nobody lives here, so it's gonna be pretty small. But at the same time, the cell score currently has 0 score for both teams. So whatever I do, I'm gonna help. And this spans most of the cell, so should be helpful overall anyway. All right, I'm gonna make myself some tea, some water, get back on the road, and I'll see you in Lyman. All right, agents, I'm here in Lyman. Just went up and down Main Street here a few times, grabbed keys, through base links, and I think I'm ready to go. I wrote down, so this is a little bit confusing. So there are 9 portals here for this spine, and back in Evanston there are 6 portals. So what I did was, just to keep track of everything, I wrote down what I linked to what. So you can see here, maybe, my handwriting is not very good. There are 2 portals that I had to link to, from here, 2 portals that I had to link to 3 portals in Evanston, and the rest are all linked to 2 portals each. So basically what I'm going to have to do is link back here first, and then link to all of the portals in Evanston that are linked to that portal that I linked to here, and then hopefully I'll be able to have all of my layers, which, given that there are 9 portals here, 6 in Evanston, and 1 portal that I'm going to throw from, it's a total of 16 anchors. The rule of thumb is the number of anchors minus 2, so there should be 14 layers. I'm hopeful that that will be the case. Otherwise, it means I screwed up somewhere, which is possible on a number of levels, as I could potentially have blocked myself. I didn't really do the link planning with this sort of weird spiderweb thing, so it's possible that that screws it up, and it's also possible that, I don't know, I just forgot a key or something, but I don't think I did, so you remain hopeful. Next stop is our final anchor, and I keep forgetting to check where things are before I start recording a video, but it should be pretty quick. I'm just gonna hop back on the road after I make some lunch, some tea, some water. Say hello to Munchkin. Hi. Make sure you say hello to Munchkin in the comments. He deserves it for putting up with all of my nonsense, though he does seem pretty happy today, so I don't know. What do you think, Munch? Are you happy? So happy. Mwah. I kiss you. All right. That out of the way. Yep, I'm going to hit the road. Oh, by the way, in Evanston, I did get 57 uniques. I've written that down. I, again, failed to get numbers for Lyman before recording the video, so I'm 0 prepared for my videos today. But I am going to grab that number now, and then we're going to head to the final anchor and hopefully throw some MU. Though, again, the MU is probably not going to be anything fantastic, but it's going to be fun. That's all I can hope for. And I'll see you at our last anchor. Alright, agents, I'm here at my last anchor, which is this sign for Little America, Wyoming. Really quick experience, really. Throwing from one portal is usually pretty easy. Don't have to scooter anywhere, run anywhere. It's very nice. Total for this little field was 10,991 MU, which is not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. So we aren't winning the global cycle, that's for sure. But this will win the cell for sure. Because right now there's only 34 points on the board, I think, for the resistance, and the enlightened have 0. So I'm gonna win. But it doesn't really help anything huge, though this does cut pretty close to some long enlightened links, so if they were planning to do anything with those links, they can't now. At least they're gonna have to do a little bit of work to tear down what I've built. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna pop in to the link weaver at this point and see how Munchkin's doing. Munchkin, you doing all right? You wanna say hi? Not interested. Okay. Well, that is pretty much what I had planned to do today. I think, well, it's about 1. So we're not doing too bad on time. I could potentially go into Rock Springs and do some burster use, because I do have a lot of bursters right now. So that might be worth doing before we head into the campsite. But I haven't fully decided yet, so stay tuned and find out what I do next, because I'm still not sure. The one downside of doing that is it means that I'm kind of going forward and then backwards, so yeah, I don't know if I like that idea, but like I said, I will decide, and then I will come back to you from wherever I stop next. Alright, folks. After a little bit of a weird detour through Green River, because the sign said that I might blow over, I made it to Rock Springs, and, you know, relatively normal little town. There's a little railroad museum and a whole bunch of portals in the downtown, but this is the cool thing that I found. This is the Art Underground Gallery. It's a little pedestrian path underneath the railroad, and they've got art in here. Just a whole bunch of little paintings and things. 2024 looks like. This is all pretty neat. I think this is one of the things that, you know, Ingress can help you discover. Because I'm running around on my scooter, like, how do I get across the railroad without hurting myself? And, well, this little underground passage is the answer. And I get to see a bunch of art while I'm at it. It's not bad. Also, apparently, Rock Springs coal, which is a different vibe. I'm working on grabbing uniques here. I'm just unicorn deploying and moving on. I'm not even hacking. And see what I can get, and I'll come back to you with the results. See you in a bit. Okay, folks, I'm back here where I parked the link weaver inside of this post office building, which I believe has now been taken over by private enterprise, but that's okay. Still a pretty building. There's a lot of pretty buildings, actually, in this little downtown area. There's Faux 151. Not sure what that's about. Fraternal Order of Eagles. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Got about 94 uniques here in downtown Rock Springs, which is a pretty good start to my evening. I'll get you full numbers on the day, including the field and everything, once we get to the campsite, which should only be like a 10-minute drive if we're being honest. And I'm just gonna get on the road now and get over there. So I'll see you very shortly. All right, agents, I'm here at the campground in, well, Rock Springs-ish. Munchkin's happy that we are stationary. You wanna say hi, Munchkin? Oh, he just wants snuggles. He's so lovey. Overall, very good day, I would say. My plan went off without a hitch, which is always a win. Let's see, we got numbers for you. So, 57 uniques in Evanston, 21 in Lyman, and 94 in Rock Springs. There was one in Little America, but I'm just going to skip that. For a total of 172 uniques, which definitely puts me on pace to finish Onyx Explorer by the time I get home, I think. Total of 4,148 uniques on the trip. Obviously, before yesterday, I was only counting unique captures, so this is a little bit of a different count now, but whatever, it's fine. Also captured 10,991 MU. Here's a look at that field, and it might not be a lot of MU for those of you who are used to fielding in big cities, and certainly I count myself among those. I mean, earlier this trip I threw 1.5 million, 1.8 million. Definitely throw a lot of MU in normal times, but in this cell that we threw that field in, that's enough to win the cycle easily. Even if it gets knocked down before next checkpoint, but it didn't get knocked down before this checkpoint. So here's what the cell score looked like before and after. I'd say I'm making a positive difference in the world when it comes to this. What else is there? Oh, campsite. So pretty happy with this. They were like, oh, you booked a water and electric site, but we shut those down, so we put you in a full hookup site. I'm like, okay, cool. Come on out here. It's certainly a nice view of the mountains, which is very good. Big open campground. I actually have 2 picnic tables, but I think one of them is probably meant for the adjoining campsite. So if somebody shows up, I imagine I'm going to have some friends, though, well, they would pull in this way, and yeah, no. One of them is for the other campsite. Oh, that's fine. Sadly, I don't have a couch portal. There are 3 portals in this campground. Here's where my campsite is. Almost equidistant from all of the portals. I told the guy, like, hey, I would love it if you could put me in that campsite or anything else. But he looked at me like I was crazy, and maybe I am. Maybe it's a little crazy for me to decide where I want to sleep tonight based on a GPS-based mobile game, but here we are. So as a result, the campsite doesn't have a couch portal, so it starts with 0 stars. There are portals in the campground, multiple portals, so that's, I think, 2 stars based on my previous rubric, but I would bring it back down to 1 star out of 5 because I asked to switch and I was told I couldn't. So, alas. But that's just the ingress rating. I'm sure it's a perfectly nice campground. It's just a matter of I don't get my portals. So I'll probably have a couple walks around and grab the portals here. But yeah, I don't get to hack them all night, which is a shame. On the bright side, I can hack with my drone every 13 minutes right now. So it's not like I'm spoiling for gear. It's just, it would be kind of nice if I could hack a little bit more. Oh well. I have the beginnings of a plan for tomorrow. I haven't fully finalized it yet, so stay tuned for that. But I'm liking my odds. I think tomorrow is going to be a good day. Hopefully, so I'm camping tomorrow in Laramie, Wyoming, and I think there are some active resistance agents out that way, so it's possible that I will meet up with some of them. Munchkin says hello. Again, remember to say hello to Munchkin in the comments, and while you're at it, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and in the description you'll find a few links. The first one is to my Patreon page where you can support me for $5 a month. It'd be really helpful if you could do that. I don't have a job, so this is my only source of income right now, and you know, tossing a couple bucks my way, make sure that I can do stuff like this in the future. Go on wild trips, throw fields, get uniques, all that good stuff. Meet agents, especially. I really enjoyed meeting the 3 agents I met yesterday, and it's a shame that I wasn't able to meet anybody on this leg of the trip. Notably, so the resistance agent in Evanston that I saw his resonators, he's a known entity, and apparently he's just flipped from the Enlightened, and nobody trusts him, which is a shame. it's a little annoying to have that happen. I'm sure from both sides. Like, having somebody join the team that you don't trust is annoying, but having joined the team to have people not trust you, I'm sure is also very annoying. So, I think that's all of my spiel for today. Oh wait, no, there's one more link in the description, and it takes you to my gaming channel where you can watch me play other video games in a longer format. So, hopefully you enjoy that. With that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here, edit this video, get it out, make myself some dinner, maybe even clean Munchkin's litter box, because I have been reticent to do so. Really need to get that done. It's funny, we're only a week out from home, so at this point, it's almost like, it's been okay this long, why wouldn't it be okay for longer? But no, I should really clean it. And yeah, get some rest, and I'll get back on the road tomorrow. So, thank you once again for watching, agents. It's been a great day. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.